Well, surely the week can't be complete without a Ghost Critic comic book review video. Hello everybody, it's me, Ghost Critic, and it's a Friday, and yes, there has to be at least one video in the week that's going to be a comic book review, and it's going to be a Friday, and this will please Scott no end. This is going to be a proper full video. It's not just a teaser for what's to come. I've got 5 comic books that I picked up this week, as you'll have seen from Wednesday, and they have been absolutely brilliant. They've been getting better, and one that's reminiscent a lot of other stuff that I've read. So let's kick off with Fatale issue 19, and this wraps up our current, story that takes place in the 90s. And inevitably our heroine Josephine is on the run again, basically, after everything that happened, all the events that happened in the last issue with the music video going just crazy, sex orgy, violence, cutting people up, blood. She's got to get out of town. But she tries to make right with the people from the house, all the band members, but she arrives too late. This was just a great final issue to this story arc. It was very dark, it was very creepy, and it really showed, men have never done too well in this issue. Whenever they come across Josephine, things aren't going to end happily for them. But this issue, my God, it really showed you the extremes that the men will go to, emotionally, physically, to get to Josephine and have them for themselves. You've got Wolf, the cop, and his extreme violence. There's Lance, the member of the band, and what he eventually, he just goes into this fit of depression. He no longer cares about anything else in the world apart from Josephine. And then we have Tom, the other member of the band, who has just now this obsessive nature towards his music. Josephine has become somewhat of a muse to him, and of course that has very severe repercussions. We find out at the end in the prologue who this Nelson character is, the white-haired, bearded guy who's travelling in the van. I should have really seen it coming who it was, but it was a nice big kind of cliffhanger end, because he's been there for a bit, and he has a reason to come back. Just another fantastic issue from Brubaker and Sean Phillips on art here. This book is just getting better and better and better with each issue. The next story arc, we are now in modern times, so we'll see what that will bring. Okay, on to Green Lantern issue 27, and this is the issue that seems to be getting a bit better, given my ambivalence to the whole previous kind of storyline about the fact that the ring's power comes from a finite reservoir, which I really still don't like, but this kind of kept away from it somewhat and gave us an interesting twist to the last few issues. It opens with Saint Walker arousing from his kind of coma state, And I think this is pretty much setting up the storyline that I think I've seen a few solicitations for. The fact that Saint Walker, being the avatar of hope, has lost all hope, and you see his ring coming off because he has no power, he has no hope within him anymore. So it's kind of like a Green Lantern being killed and the ring flying off to find someone else. But the main part of this title is about the Braid Clan. In the last issue, the Braid Clan were taken away to planet Mogo to be imprisoned for you know, the big fight scene that went on in the last issue. But it is revealed that these last couple of issues have actually been a kind of plot, a setup. They want to be on planet Amogo because they have a plan. And this is where the whole title of this, The New Face of Evil, Hal Jordan, comes into play. Of course, there's a bit of a twist to this. But it was actually a lot more interesting than usual. Robert Venditti is doing some great storytelling finally that I'm interested in. The artwork was a bit heavy for me after previous kind of bright, kind of sharp lines, but it was a change, and it's nice to have a bit of a change. And obviously by the end of this issue, it's like going to be everyone against the Green Lantern Corps, which is exciting. Finally, a title that I've loved for so many years. The whole Jeff Johns run pre the New 52 was just great. The whole Blackest Night, all that, really enjoyed. The post New 52, it's been Hinder Kind from Vertigo, issue number 4 came out this week, and we get a bit more, well, a lot more information about this kind of mysterious base camp where our kind of band of Hinder Kind, the mutants and the humans, have been taken to when they were captured by our kind of hazmat suited strangers. And these are in fact humans of a sort. We find out in this issue, we get a little bit more history about the apocalypse that has happened to put the planet in the state it is now, and what happened just after it. And it transpires that the humans found some of these Hinder Kind and started testing on them, dissecting them. And what they thought was a cure to whatever caused the whole apocalypse was actually not the case, and has actually deteriorated humankind even more, to the point where, as you can see on the cover, if I bring that a bit closer, we have this kind of patchwork skinned man. And this is basically what this base camp is about. They are capturing anybody that kind of they come across, and they are taking grafts of their skin to put onto theirs to keep living. It's an interesting concept where Edgington is going with this. I don't know yet. The book kind of makes me feel like I'm reading Sweet Tooth, but without that special kind of X factor about it. It doesn't feel as Sweet Tooth did. I know a lot of people have already given up on this title, which is a shame. I'm going to give it a few more issues to see where we will go with this. The artist needs to change though. He's still doing this weird streaky paint lines across everything, everybody, and it's clearly this artist's style, Trifogly's style, but it makes no sense. It adds nothing. If anything, it distracts the reader, the viewer of the pages. It is, you just cannot not see it anymore. And like I said, it distracts it a great deal. Morning Glories, issue 36. And help me. Me and Adam, Dr. Monkey Butt, we both know how difficult it is to talk about this issue, because it is one of those titles that you have had to have read it from the beginning. There's just no two ways around it. While it's in its, I think they call it its second season, it's by no means an easy, and there never is, jumping on point to get into Morning Glories. You have to start from the beginning. There's really cheap trades out there, and I thoroughly recommend you do, because I think it's a fantastic title, since I bought the very first trade and then started collecting singles. In this issue, it's this guy here. It's Ian, another prisoner in the dungeons below Morning Glories Academy. He was part of Irana's group from the last story arc, PE. And we kind of find about his origins that happened 11 years ago. And we get a cloning issue around here. We see his connections to Miss Clarkson and this Dr. Simon Oliver. Just read it. You are missing out on a really interesting, if somewhat convoluted storyline. That's my only small gripe about this title, is I said this ages ago. I haven't said it for a while, so I'll say it again now. It is like the TV show Lost. It's full of questions. It goes forwards and backwards in time, and you kind of got time shifts, people in the present going back to the past. You got cults, and they're maybe starting to get too many questions and not enough answers. And I hope it doesn't go along the lines of Lost, where I'm just like, I can't be bothered with this now, just get to the end, because it is great. Asima's artwork on this is always fun and enjoyable to look at. It's nothing amazing, as in he's breaking new boundaries, but you really do get a sense of the characters, the way they look, the way they move. You're never confused about who they are. Just a great title. Finally this week, it's Swamp Thing issue 27, yes, and it's Escape from the Green, or as I like to call it, How Alec Holland Came Back to Life. This begins with Swamp Thing in the Green. He is there supposedly for good. He has died. He's got his successor, Cedar, Jason Woodrue, who isn't doing all that good a job, and the people within the Green and the Parliament of Trees are kind of getting to that conclusion as well, that they may not have made the right choice here. Of course, Alec Holland, Swamp Thing, wants to go back. He wants to rectify the mistake he made in not killing Jason Woodrue when he should have. And this book is all about the implications of choices made and choices that are to be made. And Alec Holland, Swamp Thing, makes a huge decision at the end of this title regarding the Parliament of Trees that are going to have, they must have huge implications in future storylines. We get the reintroduction of Lady Weeds. She is just a great character, and I hope Charles Soule uses her a lot more in future storylines. She's just kind of wickedly crazy, maybe evil. You do get that kind of impression that she hasn't got everyone's best interests at heart, and she has her own hidden agendas. But just a fantastic book. I'm always, people say, oh, I hope this writer or this creative team don't leave the book, it won't be the same. And you know, you kind of felt that way when Scott Snyder was reading this. But Charles Soule, amazing. He has really done great work on this title after Scott Snyder. I can barely remember what Scott Snyder was writing when he first started this. Charles Soule, don't give up on Swamp Thing. Don't leave. You're doing a great job. And that's it for this week. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button if you liked it. And if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up as well. Love to see some comments down there below in the comments section. I'll reply as many as I possibly can. If you're still here and watching, there will be one more video tomorrow. I have been tagged by Mr. CDC Amp. I'll be putting a video up as a reply tomorrow. And then next week, it all starts. You've had the teasers, now we start. And Scott, the videos will be long. They'll be long. Thank you everybody. Have a great weekend and I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye.